Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Lynn. This is a makeup channel. I do reviews, tutorials, get ready with me's, unboxings, pretty much anything that has to do with makeup and fun, I love to do on my channel. If this is your first time here, I thank you for stopping by, and I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. Also, click on your notification bell and click all. That way you will get an announcement every time I upload videos, which I plan on trying to do them as often as possible. If you are not new here, I thank you for coming back, and I really appreciate all the love and support you wonderful people have shown me. I never expected to have been shown this much love this fast. I'm going to do a get ready with me this morning and just do a little chit chat, and at the end of the video I have a little surprise announcement. So I'm going to get into it. I like to know how everybody's day's going, how you guys doing, what are your plans for the weekends, anybody got anything exciting coming up? You can leave it in the comments below. I'm actually going to be doing my first collab this weekend, and I'm very excited about that. So that's what I'm going to be concentrating on this weekend. I already put on my moisturizer, so the next thing I'm going to put on is my No Pore Problem Prime Essence Calendula extract. It's just basically a little oil that adds a little bit when it comes down to your primer. Next thing I'm going to do, obviously, is put on my primer. I've been using the Dr. Brandt's luminizing primer. I don't think it's too bad. I'm absolutely in love with the what was it that we got in BoxyCharm, the hydrating primer. Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved that one. I think that is my absolute favorite one that I've used so far. I just recently started using primer. I never used to use it, but it seems to be now that I'm getting older. I need a little bit of help with my pores. I cannot believe that in 2 weeks is going to be my birthday, and I am going to be 47 years old. Oh my gosh, I'm like almost half a century old. I cannot believe it. So the next step that I am going to do is I will be putting on my foundation. The foundation that I'm choosing to use today is my Milani 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is in the shade Porcelain. It is a little light for me now at this time of year, so I will actually be adding something else after this to add a little bit of color. But I love the coverage of this foundation. And I know you guys are probably like tripping because I'm using my hands for everything. I have a million brushes, and the only ones I really ever use is my eye brushes. I don't know why. I'm old school. I always did my makeup with my hands, and I figure why switch up now? I think I can get in better into a lot of the areas that I want to get into with my hands. That's just how I feel about that. The only thing about that is that I need to constantly keep some hand wipes or makeup wipe removers next to me so that I can, if you guys give me 1 second, I need to grab my pack of makeup wipes out of my drawer right here. I think these are the cutest little things. I got them in one of my lots that I got from Miss Busy Beauty. I thought it was so cute with the Hello Kitty, and they're actually very nice. I don't really like to use them just for cleaning my hands off, but they were the closest thing to me at the moment, and I really don't want to hold you guys up. I appreciate the fact that you're here at all. Okay, so now that I have done that, I am going to go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte foundation, and it is in the shade 201 Classic Beige. It is a little darker to add just a slight bit of color. I'm very pale anyways, and I usually don't tan, but I do get just a slight bit darker in the summertime, enough that I have to go about one shade up, 1 or 2 shades up when it comes to my foundations. I don't want to walk around looking like a pasty ghost. It's bad enough that my legs and arms look that way because I just simply do not tan. I used to tan when I was a child so well, and as a teenager I spent one summer where I was really sick with my kidneys, and I was in and out of the hospital a lot, and I don't know if it was due to all the antibiotics I was on or what, but ever since then I just don't tan. I simply burn, and then I go right back to being pasty white. I absolutely love this foundation. It is Rimmel, which, if you guys don't know, it's obviously a drugstore foundation. It's not very expensive at all, but I absolutely love that. Between that and Milani, I would buy them over the $50, $60 expensive foundations any day, because I think they work beautifully. And I don't know about you, but it's not too often that I can afford to spend $40 on a bottle of foundation, especially when I have an obsession with eyeshadow palettes and lip glosses. Let me add just a little bit more of that. Oh yeah, so I didn't have a mirror to apply my makeup. I broke it a couple of months back, and I never got around to buying a new one. And since I knew that I was going to be starting a channel, I figured it would be best to get a mirror, and I thought this was absolutely cool. I'm going to show you guys. It is the it's called the My Flexible Light Up Mirror, as seen on TV. 5 times magnification and LED lights. It does take 3 AA batteries that did not come with it, but as you can see, you can change it, bend it, do whatever. Now, for those of you that have been here, you know that I have issues with my hands. So, I have nerve damage, so I have a hard time feeling, and I did accidentally drop it right away, so I popped the button off. So this is not usually how you have to do this. There's a little button right here, but it actually adjusts to 3 different light settings, which I think is pretty cool, depending on the lighting that is already around you, or the lighting that you may be preparing to be in may affect the lighting that you want while you're applying your makeup. Now that I went through that and showed you guys the mirror, now it's gonna give me a heck of a time in getting back into position. I can see this already. It does come with a base. I just haven't had time to set it up and apply it. There we go. Now I'm back into my proper position. Where was I at? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing, obviously, is applying my concealer. There are 2 concealers that I have been using lately. I have been using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Foundation, and it is in the shade Fair Warm. And I also have been using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and that is also in the shade Fair Warm. I love, love, love this e.l.f. product. I know a lot of people say e.l.f. is cheap, this, that, and the other. Yes, I do love nice makeup, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I think e.l.f. has really stepped their game up lately. And they have come out with some really decent quality products. This being one of them. I'm just going to lightly tap this in. Rub it, rub it in under my eye. Just give me a little bit. I tend to, I'm anemic. And I tend to get dark circles under my eyes from having a vitamin deficiency. So a good concealer is really important to me. I'm very self-conscious about the darkness under my eyes. But as they say, we are always our hardest critics on ourselves. Now that I've done that, I will be applying my powder. I'm just basically using my Milani. It's Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof Powder in the number 03 Natural Light is the shade. I just bought this powder at the beginning of the month, and as you guys can see, I have used the heck out of it. I'm very, very picky when it comes to powders and blending them into my skin, and I absolutely love it. I have found that just about everything I've got in Milani, I love. I love the fact that, yes, she is high-end for drugstore products, but every product I have used from Milani I love. In the near future, I actually plan on doing a full face with Milani products because I just simply think they're amazing and very affordable. The next thing I am going to do is I am going to do my eyebrows. Guys, I know you are probably going to laugh at me when you see what I do. I am not, in no way do I know how to draw with the little eyebrow pencil. I basically take this little brush and I fill in my eyebrows just like that. I have a hard time using the little pen with my eyebrows. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a scar right in the center of my eyebrow, which makes it very difficult to go get them waxed and trying to fill them in and have them even, just because it never fails. Whenever I go to get my eyebrows waxed, it always comes out uneven. So I guess my next step would be that I need to put on my eyeshadow primer. First off, I want to tell you that the palette that I'm going to be using today is the Laura Sanchez Moods palette. I recently got this palette in my very first lot that I got from Miss Busy Beauty, and when I first opened her up and looked at it, I thought, what in the world was I going to be able to do with these colors? But I have to tell you guys, I am absolutely in love with this palette. I use it almost a good 3-4 times a week now. I'm going to apply my eyeshadow primer. The eyeshadow primer that I am using is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Potent Original. As you can see, I have gotten much use out of her. As a matter of fact, I want to say that I don't got too much more in there. I do have 2 of the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primers that we got in BoxyCharm a couple of months back. I personally don't particularly care for it. I think it's a little too tacky, in my opinion. And that is just my opinion, though. I like just basically to have a smooth canvas. I don't like the tackiness. So now we're gonna jump right on in here to creating an eye look with this palette. The very first thing I am going to do is I am going to take this shade right here and put it in my crease as my starter color. I can't think of the word, guys. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling today. I'm a little nervous with this being my first one. But I am not the best at blending either, so I basically try to pack it on from the beginning rather than try to blend. I have been trying to get better at doing things. For a very, very long time, I would not even use color. I was straight neutrals. If it was not browns and very light pinks, I was terrified to use it. It has just actually been in the past 3 or 4 months that I have started using color. And to be honest with you guys, I'm actually pretty proud of myself for some of the looks I've been able to create with the little bit of time that I've been doing it. The next thing that I am going to do is I am going to take this purple right here and I am going to be putting it in my outer corner. And as we all know, purple can be kind of wonky. Purple is one of the hardest shades to work with, and one of the hardest shades for them to create and create a good formula with it. I absolutely adore this purple. It is the easiest purple I have ever worked with. I don't know if you guys can see, but I mean, it's just going on like a dream, and it blends beautifully. It blends beautifully and almost effortlessly. I'm going to take some of this and go below my eye right there. Go down below my eye, go down below my eye, get it going. But yes, I absolutely have to say this is the best purple that I have ever worked with. And go over to the other eye. Is it just me, or does anybody else seem to, does it always seem like one eye always seems to work to go on a little better than the other? And it seems like I can always get one of my eyes to do absolutely perfect, and then the other eye always wants to give me a fit. Like, why can't they both cooperate at the same time? I just don't understand. But like I said, I do absolutely love this this purple. I love this palette. I have gotten so many amazing palettes and brands that I have never tried in the lots that I get from Miss Busy Beauty, and they are so amazing. She has made me fall in love with brands that I would have never known had it not been for her. One being Pacifica. I absolutely love Pacifica now. To this. This is now one of my top 5 favorite palettes. I've only had it for about 2 months, and I don't know where it's been all my life. I wish I would have found it sooner. I'm going to go back in with that brush that I applied the pink shade with, and I'm just going to swish back and forth kind of in a windshield wiper motion, not adding any color, just using the color that is still on the brush to blend that purple in with that pink. The next color that I am going to use is this blue right here, and I am going to be honest with you guys, this is the shade that made me fall in love with this palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. The shimmer on it is beautiful. It is buttery. It's just, I don't know. It's just I swear it's one of the most beautiful colors that I've ever put on my eyes. And I just love it. Love it. Love it. And have any of you guys ever used this palette? If you have, tell me what you think about it. Did you like it? I know it's an older palette. It's been out for a while, but it's new to me. And let me see. I think what I want to do is I want to take this shade right here and put that on the inside of my eye, just to add a little something. I've done this look before. I've made several different looks with this palette. To be honest with you, this is probably the palette that I have played with the most ever, and the one that I absolutely love the most. Now I am going to also take, if I can find the brush that I'm looking for, I'm going to take this and put that underneath my eye as well. But yes, the blue in this palette is just, to me, is to die for. It is absolutely to die for. I think I'm going to go back in with that purple. Bring it out some more. Bring it out some more. I really want to make that purple pop. I love the blue, but I don't want the blue to take away from the purple. So I'm just going to go over it just a little bit more and really, really, really bring that purple out. Okay, now I can go back in. And the other nice thing about this palette is you also have the two, you have the lightener and highlighter. So pretty much it's a whole face palette, because you could use either one of those shades for blushes as well. So you really have a whole palette all in one. And let me see what I want to do with the inner corner of the eye. Let me see what I got going on here. I'm taking this, the brightener, and applying it in the inner corner of my eye, just to really pull those colors out. Where's my other palette? Okay. And now I'm moving over, I'm jumping over, and I'm grabbing my Color FX Perfector Face Palette. As you can see, this palette is greatly used and loved by me. I use it every day, no matter what other palette I'm using. At some point, there is something in this palette that I use on my face. I'm also going to take a little bit of that and put it up in my brow bone. Put it up just below my brow bone. I'm going to take a little clean brush and blend that in a little bit so it's not so it doesn't look so sharp. It looks more melded together. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that happened. I made a boo-boo, guys. But just like that, it's fixed. That's what it is. Just like that, it is fixed. And that was the problem. I was using the wrong brush to try to blend with. I'm going to be using my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil Crayon in the color Cobalt. I love these eyeliners. For one, of course, they're big. They're easy for me to grip. I have problems holding things with bigger handles. I tend to gravitate to. Two, I think the colors come off beautifully in your waterline. I have about 6 or 7 different shades of this particular type, and every one of them is absolutely gorgeous and glides on beautifully. I have never had a problem. My next step is going to be to apply my mascara. And guys, I have a fit when it comes to mascara. I just cannot seem to find one that I absolutely love. So I tend to use more than one depending on how I'm feeling. Today I'm going to actually try one for the first time, and this is the Butter London Power Up Makeup. I got this in a set. It also came with the Power Up liquid eyeliner. I'm not really good at using liquid eyeliners, so I practice that more when I'm off camera. But that is what that wand looks like. I have very thin eyelashes. They're very sparse, they're very thin, so I don't tend to like big, bulky wands on my eyeshadow brushes. On my mascara brushes, but I'm trying this out for the first time, so let's see. Let's give her a whirl and see how it turns out. I usually end up using 2 or 3 different mascaras to actually get my final look that I'm trying to achieve. Actually, I think I might really like this. It's going on very nice. I always have a problem with this eye for some reason. And I definitely do not know how to apply false lashes. We got some a couple months in our BoxyCharm, and let's just say I glued my eye together. And that was the end of that. let me think. What am I missing? Oh, of course, my highlighter. The highlighter that I am going to use today is an Ofra highlighter. I got this way back when I was still getting my Ipsy. Actually, I had the Ofra Rodeo Drive one, and that was my absolute favorite. I went through one, and then I bought a second one, and when I was halfway through it, I accidentally dropped it, and it shattered. But I got this in one of my Ipsy bags. This is actually the Ofra ×Nikkitutorials highlighter in Glow Goals. It's a little darker. I would really prefer to have my Rodeo one, but I don't have it. It is what it is. Gotta work with what I got. I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it, put it on. I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys see that glow? It is pretty. Because my skin is so fair, though, the Rodeo Drive one is actually just a slight bit lighter. Just a slight bit lighter, and I think it stands out better. And yes, I know a lot of y'all don't do this. I, for some reason, am obsessed with putting highlighter on my nose. I plan on my next adventure is to learn how to contour.